Oh, welcome everyone. At the end of the last stream, we made a fairly substantial upgrade to the ship's engines. We added 2 new engines, so we increased our forward thrust by 50%, added a couple more thrusters as well. There is the looming anomaly slowly catching up to us. This is the Rebel fleet analog in survival. The Rebel fleet is a spatial anomaly that is slowly eating the galaxy. Or actually quickly eating the galaxy. If I was to jump over there, this is how far the anomaly would grow. And much like Boldly Go, where as you're building the Stargate, I feel that like they're intended in sequence. So Boldly Go, you make the Stargate, the experimental Stargate. Then you've got Survival, where it's like, oh yeah, this is a weird anomaly, just eating everything, quickly growing, and it's growing faster as time goes on. Now we've got to rush to the Stargate to escape, and then free roam. I guess you go through the Stargate, and now the anomaly is not anywhere close by. It's not your problem, and you can just do more of what you were doing before, I think. If I get a second ship for the fleet, could I name the ship the Good Ship Lollipop? I mean, I could. Whether I will or not is another matter entirely. We've got a decent bit of industrial shenanigans in here. We're starting to play with tracks, which I'm very happy with. But we are currently at a shipyard, which means that we can modify our ship in ways that we normally could not. There is a comet over there. Do you have any contracts? The only contracts you would have now are for places I could get to. Everyone on board wants to leave the sector. Makes sense. There are some fights that I could go and do. I'm not sure I really want to, though. There are civilians that I could rescue as well, but they are in NG-27. It will never give me a job for somewhere where I can't get to. So NG-27 down there. We could probably hop over to the Comet, do some ice mining as well before we get out. But we've been a while in this sector. In Sector 2. I still don't know if this is growing in real time. I genuinely don't know. Right. Let's pause it there, though, because I am burning fuel for no particular reason. We've got 7 civilians. I'm just carrying them with us forever. Now, what I'm thinking... I am genuinely thinking we should just have all of the gas gatherers in one place. In like an engineering section. So let's go into the editor. And let's have a think about what we're doing. So equipment, actually, this is one of the other things, is the UI is not amazing. If I go into schematics mode first, then this is so much easier to use. Why do they take my ability to go into schematics mode away? Oh, we've got 4 gas harvesters. I'm thinking 1, 2, 3, and 4. Right there. We could build a wall down, have a door. I'm thinking huge tanks. I wouldn't mind having these a little bit further out. That way I could fit a little bit of something in here. Or I could have just the huge tanks like that, if I really wanted to. That way I can still use that wall to some degree. Yeah, I like the idea of having that wall clear for weapon systems. This is the time for us to change stuff up, basically. Now is the only real time for us to do that. 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe. I could even have 5 so that I'm pulling in a massive amount of Metron gas. One of the nice things about the economy right now is because the closer the anomaly gets, I've mentioned this a couple of times in the past stream, the nearer the economy, the anomaly, the more of an effect it has on the economy. The closer people are to impending doom, the less they care about things and the more they care about stuff. That makes sense to me. But for those for whom it doesn't make sense, what I mean by that is that devices, big bulky things, ships even. Well, maybe not so much ships, but like equipment, gas collectors, thrusters, solar. Who cares? Who cares? Just want to get on a ship and leave. Take me with you. However, food and water, super important. Toilet paper, basically, you can't buy it anyway. No buying of toilet paper. That is a pipe dream. There we go. We could make a door down here. Still gives me room to pop up some cannons or something. What about B-days? Can we buy those? Sure, if you really want B-days. What about the 3 seashells? Oh my god, chat, shut up. So that will be all of my Metron. I'll tear all this down, have all of those moved over there, along with the huge tank or 2. The refiners, I think we're going to have down here. The refineries I would like over on this side. And that's going to include both the fuel refineries and the explosives production. Now, whether I then send explosives, because they're going to have a long way to carry the explosives, and that's not ideal. Because this is more of our production facility. But still, having all of this in one place, I think would be good. So yeah, I think that's what we're going to do. It's going to make us a bit more room, and we'll also be able to add in a couple of other systems up here. For example, Gatling guns. We're going to want some. These are automatic weapon systems. We can have 2, actually. So plenty of... is that a Gatling gun? Yeah, that is a Gatling gun. Well, maybe we don't need too many then. We've got one there. One there. One there. Yeah, we'll probably only have them spread out so that they can give me some fire support. Mostly I'll just want them there to shoot down drones and the likes. They're not really there for engaging enemies. If the enemy is close enough for my Gatling guns to be targeting it, then we've got a problem. But I do want bullets stored with the Gatling guns for easy rearming. I am tempted to have a stockpile of bullets and a robo arm so that I don't need a crew member doing this. Because right now the crew members are running all over the place, reloading stuff, and it does take time. We'll see though. We'll see. That might be a future thing for us. That though, very much everything we're going to need. And 2 massive tanks of this gas. I might even go up to 3 eventually. It's not a big focus for me right this second, though. That being said, I could just squeeze another one in there. 2 is fine. 2 is fine. Alright, in terms of the refiners then. Refinery. I'm not going to build these with a mind... Like, I don't want so many refineries that these pumping gas wouldn't be able to keep up, but I'm going to have to accept that most of the time, my refiners are not going to be getting a full whack of material. I shouldn't really be building for that. Instead, I want multiple stages, intermediate stages of materials stockpiled. So 3 refineries making the well, I mean, to be fair, refined Metron, I mean, may as well go for 4 maybe. No, 3 I think is good enough. Another huge tank, maybe even 2. I've got a little bit of room for extra there. So then we'll pop down pipes. There we go. They will get the Metron gas from over here. To that end, I can just have these go up and along. And then straight up. Now, the thing is, I'm going to make these pipes a different pipe type so that they don't cross. There we go. So So we'll bring down the gas from over here into the refineries here. And then I want a couple of chem labs making fuel. And a few chem labs making explosives. Explosives seem to get made pretty quickly, so I don't think we're going to need many chem labs doing this job. So I can have most of them focused on making the fuel. In fact, you know what? I'm going to change this out. Let's have both of these tanks around here instead. I think that's a bit nicer. Alright, so chem labs. This way. What I don't want is that necessarily running underneath. Let's find out how many of these I can easily fit in. I even might want to down. I want a fair bit of room though, ultimately. So fuel. Realistically, it would be better if they were all pointing the same way though. I think I am going to actually just have to move that pipe. It's just in the way because this would be so much better to have that there. So, pipe-wise, so maneuver this one like so. Given that, I will copy that effect over there. And then it's just a matter of figuring out where in the chem labs these go. I think we'll have 3, 4 for fuel, and then 1 or 2 for explosives. That way, fuel is going to be able to pull a lot more out of this. But at full whack, how much? 2 of these can run 3. So I would need an extra... Realistically, I would need 4 refiners if I really wanted that. The idea here is that the explosives will eventually like completely back stuff. And so will fuel. Maybe instead, before we just go with this. I seem to be a little bit more sensible about it. I think that should be good enough. We would want a small crate. Well, actually, no. We wouldn't want a small crate for explosives, really. We'd want these explosives. Just... Realistically, it's going to be a lot of carrying, because it's going to be a long way to go, but I think it's okay. It's not ideal, but at least it keeps all of the piping in the same place, and that's kind of... That's really, really valuable to me right now. That's excessively valuable to me right now. Could even move these across a little bit, because then I could have an extra large tank down here, perhaps. Yeah, let's do that. And then want the chem labs for explosives. Don't want them too close to that wall, but honestly, I could just have them over here, actually. Okay, I think this works. And then we add in the doors to this section. Door. These will be the first doors we build. I've got to confirm first. Confirm. Door. And door. I'll see if I can buy them. It's a tight squeeze there, but I'm sure they'll forgive me. At least I hope they will. Okay. Time for us to start tearing things down then. And then having them moved around. So this can all go. All of that can go, basically. And I'm going to want to see what kind of trade we've got. We can buy decently on the huge tanks. We want doors. We got 2 doors. I shall buy them. As for things over here, don't need these over there anymore because they can't actually produce anything for the time being. So we are going to do a massive cleanup in here. It's going to be huge. In fact, I can probably have all the batteries now just stationed in one place. Should be ideal. Right, you're making fuel. So how does that go? I'm going to need you cabled first. So let's bring all of that across there and up. All of these up. And these as well. Same down here. That's going to be one hooked up. Gatling gun down here as well. Okay. More doors, sir? Yes. Please and thank you. Right, so now I can see where the fuel needs to go in. So the Metreon gas goes here. And the fuel line goes straight up and connects there. Now I'm going to want large fuel storage. Where do I put my large fuel storage, though, is a big old question. Because realistically, I would love it back here. Out of the way. I am so tempted to get rid of my solar panels and just have massive, huge tanks of fuel. Just out there. Chat. On a scale of don't do it to, oh my god, don't do it. Where would you put sticking a huge stockpile of fuel external to the ship? Though, to be fair, I could just build a room and stick all the fuel in there. That is absolutely possible. I could have the fuel just in the tail. Where are the shuttles docks? They're in there. Oh god, don't do it! Okay, okay. Chat is being sensible. I can respect it. So, we're going to want hull, then. Let's pause. Bring this hull out to about... let's pop it here with, you know, a little wingy bit there. And then floors all the way through here. Could have a door, and then a massive fuel room. Are they 4? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Why do you have to be 5? They are 3 tall, so 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You know what? I could have quite a few in there. Quite a few. Oh, this is pipes. Okay. I also want the floor to have the grate, because I kind of like being able to see the ground going through. So the piping going through it, I like that look. Alright, so we are going to want... Do I have any more huge tanks? I don't. Alright. So what I'm going to want here then... This is going to be a little bit. I want these to unload fuel right now. We're going to power down the ship briefly, but it's fine. It'll remain pressurized for a bit. He says, not having to be there. We are going to add 1 fuel tank there, 1 fuel tank here, 1 fuel tank there, 1 fuel tank here, and these are going to be our fuel supply for pretty much the rest of the game. I can run along here. Sure. Why is that? Wait. What happened there? Oh, I see. That is unfortunate. That is unfortunate. Okay. Well, that's the thing that's happened. And that's why it happens. Well, given that, I can have the fuel lines just go straight through here now, so I don't actually need this central line going there. No. What we can do is have it going out like this, and then feeding into each of the reactors. Let's just break that line for now, though. Remove it completely. No. Oh, bugger, that's why. It started filling that tank. Shit. Okay. Well, we need these to empty then. It's going to take a bit to fix that problem, but no one. The other thing I would like to do is buy some batteries. Grab another 2, please. I am really tempted to go for a fusion reactor, but we are way too far away from being able to do that right now. So, where are the batteries going to go? I am thinking we want this whole area to just be Battery City. That'll do. All these pipes can go. Don't need them there anymore. I'm going to need a massive area for it to store all that, though. Cable doesn't need to be there, nor does this one. I'll have these cables all run down there. Okay. We're going to start pulling the batteries up. I should do that whilst unpaused. It would have been lovely if this place had a nebula or an asteroid belt, so I could do all of this work whilst we were getting other stuff done, but alas. Can I buy 2 Gatling guns? Have I already purchased the 2 Gatling guns? Not sure. Get that brought in. Actually, we're going to have too many batteries. That's a good problem to have. Given that, then, I'll dismantle these 2 and then move them across again. Just have a large battery bank. Now, again, the goal eventually is to have all of this hooked up with fusion reactors. Because right now, whilst the reactors are nice and efficient, certainly, they are... I mean, we've increased their efficiency a decent amount through research. They're nowhere near as good as the fusions, in terms of space, if nothing else. Let's go ahead and get improved smelter efficiency. Make our peeps even better at doing their job. Either the top half or bottom half of the entire ship is off by 1 block, and I can't figure it out. Oh no, it's just the way the blocks look, unfortunately. We're probably going to have cannons over there, I'm thinking. Maybe I have a cannon there and move this thruster around. Maybe have double thrusters on this at the top. Maybe there or something. I'm not sure yet, but... The idea here would be to have like 3 cannons, 4th cannon, and another weapon control facility. The other thing I can do is add railguns, of course, but that'll be a little while before we get there. What about the cannonballs? That is not on the agenda right now. We will be powering down everything once that's done, and it's going to suck a bit, but... once that's there, we're going to clear it. That will clean up this little area for us quite well. Wonder if I could squeeze this in somewhere else. No, I think having the FTL drive right there is fine. It's going to make this area look a lot better. It's not really going to make it be a lot better. We're going to need a much bigger expansion later for that. Is it even possible to have aesthetic solar sails on a ship in this without them being blown up? I really don't know. Like, I genuinely don't know how that would even work. Right, there we go. Getting that chem lab set up. We will be moving these along shortly. Honestly, I feel like I just want to unload all that. So how about I build loaders? I've got loaders over here, so we could have one loader, for example, right here. Technically, we can put it anywhere we want. We could have 3 loaders just tucked up in this spot for dumping the Metreon gas in it. Because that'll push it into the system. So with that in mind, let's have a storage for... Can I store Metreon gas? Yes, we can. Glorious. Actually, it'll probably be better to have... Right, okay. We've completely powered down the system. Now we've got some time. Go, go, go. Pipes. Strip that out. Metreon gas. Strip this out. How do I want to pull this fuel pipes through here? There we go. Let's just get rid of all of that. Go ahead, peeps. Get your work done. It's going to take them a little while to get it moved, but we also want these dismantled. We'll have those installed in here. So I will need pipes for that. Fuel loaders. One there, one here. There we go. And done. Load fuel. Power is out now with the batteries, but fuel will start kicking in a second. We're still fine. We could run this ship for a long time without too much issue. Oh, there we go. Everything where it needs to be. Okay, now this would be Metreon gas. Oh, listen to that. Listen to it. Come alive. I approve. Now I need more loaders. I would like to have more. I, alas, do not have that. So I'm going to dismantle this for now. And this one, so I can quickly empty out these gases. So there we go. Everything back up and running. I don't strictly need the loaders to be in there. I can have those loaders absolutely anywhere. And you know what? That is a really good point. Because I just done that up there. Why did I then forget about that bloody... Oh, this way. Through hard battles, I win knowledge and then I immediately throw it away. Like some sort of imbecile. Actually, I want another fuel loader. Then I want to expand out fuel storage. Because we do quite frequently gather fuel. When that happens, I'd like it to all just be here for us. Okay. This way, fuel will be at hand, gets pumped into the whole system. Everything is happy. Right. Let's install the regular loaders. Have I got full? I do, apparently. We're going to use these to empty all of this gas. Out of here, so that I can slowly but surely rip all of this up and transfer it across. Those three can go. There we go. We got any more huge tanks? No, we've only got mediums right now. Go, explosives hooked up. Now, that works. And there we are. We've got the correct gas going in there now. So now the game would really heavily resist allowing me to put the wrong gas somewhere. So I should be able to just run that straight down here. Yep. Okay. Is that empty? It is. Perfect. Slowly decommissioning everything. Let's decommission all of these. Decommission you. And I want 2 loaders there. Realistically, and having these loaders over there is fine. I can have... These, generally speaking, shouldn't be things that I end up with. Like, normally these are things we create. I've not yet seen a time when we had, like, Metreon gas or refined Metreon gas found on a ship. So I'm going to assume that that isn't a normal thing. That doesn't, in fact, happen very often. Fuel, we get loads of that off other ships. Oxygen, water, sure. Yeah, I've seen a lot of people playing Menace. It is definitely high on my list. Very, very high on my list. Right, I kind of want to move this around, so let's have a look at how we could move it. what a better way it could be moved. Honestly, is there a reason to move it? I'm kind of thinking there probably isn't. Save to have spare FTL fuel just deposited here, stored in the crate, and then automatically loaded. I could do that. FTL drive, that can just kind of be in this corner, I think. And then a short robot arm? Don't have one. Okay, I'll grab a couple of these. And we want... There we go. Cables. And then we can just have this loaded and it'll automatically feed into the arm then. Sorry, into that spot. I think that would be generally better for us. I could then have... no, I don't really... Well... I guess we could have those items stored here. Either way, I'm going to need an any cargo storage space just for now, just so I can get the remaining FTL charges out of there. Kind of clogging everything up. Right, how are we doing down here? We've made explosives. We've made fuel. They will replenish things over time, by the way, so that's why I keep looking. What I would ideally like is to have this middle section just be the docking port. And actually have it prowed a little bit. We'll see, like, having this as a little bit of an engineering section, I quite like. And then having... That will almost certainly require an like a third embiggening, but... I'm sure we can get there. What's my current battery max capacity? 10,000. Currently, I can store 10,000. We want FTL. There you go. All right. So that will automatically load. So we've just did a big engineering revamp, and I'm liking what we've got. Got gas collection over here, gas processing down here. Reactors, I don't know how I'm going to upgrade to the large reactors. That's a problem for a future me. We will be doing that, though, eventually. Fuel for the engines, if nothing else, because once we move over to fusion, we're going to be using something else for our reactors. We'll be using deuterium. We've got life support in here, but I guess my plan would be to eventually embiggen and longen. And the docks will be more or less in here. We'll have some storage for mission critical loot in there, maybe an anything cargo, but doors then that go either side. We'll have the spacesuits lining the walls with spacesuit pods and ladders immediately. Generally speaking, civilians should never have any reason to go anywhere but here and then straight up to the habitat deck. Pity the game isn't more Victorian or steampunk themed. Then the game ship could be fueled by refined matron gas. Interface. I feel you're bringing your kinks to work there. My lord. But yeah, once we've got that, I can expand out my battery bank in here. Probably do a little bit more stuff down here, perhaps. I don't know. Have we done with this? We are. So this can all be dismantled. Finally, we have moved all that away. There we go. That's a big win for us. Oh yeah, we're good for FTL fuel for a very long time. I make a lot of it. We've got a lot of FTL fuel. Right. Pipes can be removed. Cables can be tidied. Always tidy your cables, chat. Never have untidy cables. That is a sin. Okay. There's a lot of just random gubbins over here that I don't like being where it is, but it, you know, it is what it is. My fuel pipe isn't connected to the main tanks. Oh yeah, you're quite right. Thank you. I wonder when that got disconnected. Right, once that's done, that's the last of those that I need. And I do believe that one's the last one over there that we need, so we can dismantle this one now as well. Don't need those pipes. I wonder if ammo is fed through robot arms or pipes. I would assume robot arms. I certainly hope so, because that's kind of what I'm planning for. Eventually, we will have storage crates in front of the Gatling, the PDC, with robot arms to automatically load them. Cannons, that's going to be a bigger deal, but... Alright. I think we're in a pretty solid space now. I am actually going to expand my current storage for spacesuits, though, because they're actually taking up a lot of room in my general storage. Expand that all the way down. Expand that all the way down. I'll bring another 4 spacesuits in, but we actually still need more room. It's wild. 2 there, 2 there. There we go. Bearing in mind, I didn't buy any of those. We've acquired those. We inherited them. Yes, we'll go with inherited. We inherited these spacesuits from generous donations, from completely willing donatees. Don't ask questions. Unless you want to donate your spacesuit. But I absolutely could sell some of these, to be fair. We've got so many now. Way more than the staff that we have. We've got 15 crew and way more. I wish there was a way to see like a RimWorld style inventory. That would be so good. Actually, that just looks silly. I'm just going to sell the excess. Shoot. I don't need 21. We'll sell down to 15. Yeah, they were just thrown off the other ships. Like, we just didn't want them anymore. It was wild. Craziest thing. Look at them all chilling out. Ah, we need more tables and chairs. For our idle crew to have bands. I hope that gets expanded. Like, you know, they actually start interacting more. That would be cool. Okay, so with that done, there's a couple of things that I can do in the meanwhile that I'm somewhat tempted to do. I'm actually quite tempted to expand that out, have that rail run along, and then have things that will pull all sorts of gubbins off the rail. And then load into a smelter. But I would need many more crates. I always need more crates. It's tea time in 14 minutes. Bitsy beat. Okay, so with that in mind, we are actually going to do that. Sure. Let's throw together the... I've got 2 extra thrusters I need to put somewhere. Sure, I may as well just pop them there. Fabricator. Assembly table. Tracks. Frames. Start making those for me, please. Install storage crate. I'm just going to do this to get some stuff out of my way. This is very temporary. And yes, I know. I know. You don't need to say the saying again. I know. I'm the one that told you all about it. I'm starting to regret that decision. There's nothing more permanent than a temporary solution. I really need to keep my mouth shut about stuff like that in the future. Can I store ice? Oh, I could. Oh. Maybe. Storing explosives might be okay as well. Let's pop in copper. And also put in thallium ore. Because I am going to dismantle you. Then going to remove this. Remove that. That one space to go somewhere else. Have you got another large tank yet? You do not. You may be waiting a while, I suspect. I bet Stonehenge and the pyramids were a temporary design too. That would be the funny thing. So the Druids are like, yeah, we just need this for like the next 2-3 years. I know it's a lot of work and it's going to take us like 10 years to build it, but we just need it for 2 or 3 years worth of like weather calculation. Then we'll be good. And then we can pull it down. We'll build a nice fort here. It'd be great. The local lord was like, no, that sounds amazing. Yeah, you'll build the fort too. Oh, it's fantastic. With the stones that you sourced. Ah, it's great. Yeah, no, I completely agree. Absolutely. Crack on. I see nothing going wrong with this plan. Those tricksy druids. Right, we want to remove those because we are now going to set this up a little bit differently. So, want a track coming out this way. Oh, no. Sorry. Many things are going to be moved out in that direction, I think. I'm going to want... I'm going to break these down. For now. Each one of these is going to be a little bit more of an involved setup. Moving on here, but it'll be worth it. So, I want to install a small storage crate here. And a short robot arm here. Then a smelter. Actually, I can make this look better. And that's always something I want to do. Small storage crate. In fact, I can have multiple things pull into it then. Because sometimes we fail to get it out in time. Smelter. And a short robot arm. Another small storage crate. Maybe I actually want the tracks to be going along there then. I did move it up because I wanted to be able to move it around a little bit better, but maybe this will work. Now, I could load things back onto the track. I'm not going to be doing that, though. Not the goal here. But this, I want to be... scrap. Well, actually, no. Scrap metal. Because I don't set the output, I set the input as the decider. And this one would be... metal ingots. Okay, stop that for now. I'm not sure how many we've made, but let's calm down. Want more short robot arms. Since that's going to have an input, I'm going to want to only have one robot arm trying to insert into there, because there's no guarantee I'll be able to do it differently. Right, at this point, dismantle you, and you can stay there for a second. Well, no, I do need to get rid of you. And I need more arms. And this one inserts there. Alright. Now it doesn't well, actually, no, it does auto take it out, which is quite nice. Metal, we want cables. There we go. Then we get this small crate goes there. Going to need something to store. Guess I could use this for processes for just the time being. So all of this does is make me metal. Like, you can see right now that to make a fully automated system, it's going to take a lot of room. Like, a lot of room. But there's probably ways that I can make this much more space efficient than I'm doing right now. Still, it's going to be I think it's fair to say it's always going to be a pretty chunky build. Need a couple more tracks though. I can make the robot arms. Only the regular ones. We want the small storage crate. Like that. Makes me think of the factory minigame in Rogue Galaxy somewhat. Oh. I read that as Rebel Galaxy, said Liz. I did too, actually. And not alone. Metallic minerals go in there. Okay. Well, this is now a fully automated metallic mineral, metal ingot production line. We would need more room for the others. ideally what you'd want is multiples on on other sides. This one is particularly long because it's got, well, actually it's this long because there's 2 different ways of getting that. But I'd want one that would smelt all of the different types of minerals, and all of those fed by the drone bay. And that would allow it to be very, very efficient, in my opinion. I want to make sure that when the drones go past, they automatically get popped in there, because over here we have 2 emptying robot arms, which will aggressively dump stuff off the line so that it doesn't get clogged. But eventually what we would want is for this to be all automated, and for anything that gets collected, it would be able to be processed on the queue, whatever it was. So auto sorting into my stockpiles. That's a big ask though, because that would realistically require a track that ran the spine of the ship, because there's lots of different places that would need deliveries. But you know, it is something we could do. Direction of the robot arm does matter during placement, yeah. If I go into schematic, it should show me. Yeah, the circles are where they need to be. Yeah. Yep. I ended up buying this because of you. Sorry, not sorry. I guess. Right, okay. Storage is kind of jam-packed full, but I think this is reasonable. Okay. I think it's time for us to go through the jump gate. That being said, there were some contracts. So they want to go to the next system. You want me to rescue 52 crew. The ship is moving, so I'd have to chase it down. And there are pirates as well. $27, I could probably make it to 32. Relatively short jump. So maybe. Do we take that? Oh, it's the big one as well. I don't think we take that one. But I will take this one. Let me quickly make a couple of adjustments. So first and foremost, armor the ship. Armor the fuel. Bigly. Armor most of the engine compartments bigly. 54k. Armor the front a little bit more. There we go. Now the thing with this ship is actually most of the armor should be on this side, because that's the side that I'm actively fighting with. So I'm going to turn off symmetry. And we are going to apply a quite a large amount of armor to this compartment. Though first I'm going to go and expand out the habitation deck, I think. Something like this. We do want a lot more people on board. Gotta save more lives. 125k. Do. There we go. Do like that. Oh, it is tea break time. So I guess we're going to be having the big old fight in a moment then. Let's pop that there. Pop that there. Really do want to flesh this part out if we are able to. I think something like this should be fine. Confirm. Alright, turn off symmetry. Plonk down a bit more armor on this side, but this side only for now. See how incredibly expensive that is. 167,000. But worth it. I'll protect our sensitive insides and outsides in some places. Oh, Janky Gamer, thank you very much for the Bezos bucks. Very kind of you indeed. And Dr. Moriarty, hello. 29 months. It's a very long time. Thank you. Okay. Now, with this, I think we're in a pretty solid state. Can I get that last? Oh, I can. Hooray! Last huge tank. Get. Okay, in terms of fuel, we're somewhat okay. Good for water. Oxygen, not great for water, actually. Really? We are desperately going to need more water. We are going through a lot per day. We've got a lot of ice to cover us for a while. But that is painful. That is definitely painful. We need more storage, I think. Alright. Anyway. I'm going to go AFK for a few moments. Going to go check in on She-Lab. In the meanwhile, I will leave you with some words.